Min Min's trailer makes no sense. Within the ARMS series lore, when people have their arms changed to the spring arms, they are permanently stuck with those type of arms, and the only way to have them be like regular arms is by coiling them up through wearing a mask. Min Min's reveal trailer goes against this exact lore from ARMS, with how in the beginning of the trailer she has regular arms and no mask, and then as she reveals herself to being the ARMS fighter, she magically gets the mask and spring arms. Peach and Daisy's patched differences. Before the 3.0 patch for Smash Ultimate, Peach and Daisy used to have one difference, which was of the knockback values of their down special vegetable throw. Now ever since version 3.0, Peach and Daisy have been the exact same character with some aesthetic differences. Pokemon's unique mechanics. In Brawl, the Pokemon trainer originally had a mechanic where the player would have to change to a different Pokemon since the one that is currently being used will get weaker the longer that is used. There is also a type effectiveness where the Pokemon would be affected by certain type of attacks. These mechanics were ultimately removed when the Pokemon trainer returned in Smash Ultimate. Orbital Gate Assault took a year to model. Sakurai has said within a Miiverse post in regards to the Smash Wii U Orbital Gate Assault stage that it took a whole year for it to be completed. Piranha Plant's third jump. Within the data of Smash Ultimate following Piranha Plant's release, it was found that the character had a third jumping animation that was meant to be for a third jump since it's supposed to have but it went unused. Shulk is a photoshopped Riddlemac. This is a claim people originally made about the Shulk artwork from within the ESRB leak that was later to be confirmed real. This exact claim has become a joke within the Smash fandom in regards to talking about leaks ever since. Ken leak. On September 21st, 2018, a taken image of Ken from Street Fighter alongside Ivysaur, Pichu, and Pac-Man on the Moray Towers stage was uploaded onto 4chan. The leak was generally seen as being likely real due to how close the camera is to 4 of the characters compared to how it is in the demo and how Pichu's ear is cut off on the UI. This was eventually deemed to be real when the character Ken was revealed and had the exact design that he had in the leaked image. Spirits mode was deciphered early. For a while, before its official reveal, the Spirits mode in Smash Ultimate was only ever teased through having a part of the menu blurred out as shown within the August 8th Smash Direct. Even though the mode was blurred out at first, people were still able to decipher it and find out that it says Spirits. King K. Rool's Smash joke in The Inside Job. In the Netflix animated show The Inside Job, when the Reptoids list ways that they have had humans more tolerable to them, they included King K. Rool being added to Smash as an example. Super Smash Bros. Universe. Super Smash Bros. Universe was the supposed name for Smash 4 through an apparently leaked document page for the game around late 2011. This leak was ultimately deemed fake when it became known the next year that the development for Smash 4 started around March of 2012 and not in 2011 like when this supposed leak came out. Kako Mallow leak. The Kako Mallow leak was a supposed image leak made around early November of 2019 that included 2 Mii fighters, with one having a hat of the Kako Demon from Doom and the other one having a hat of Mallow from Super Mario RPG, likely hinting of the characters Doomslayer and Geno being added. There was also some gameplay footage that was uploaded that showed the Mii fighters with the hats in action. People were very mixed about the chances of this leak being either real or fake, and the uncertainty of it was still going on for over a year until it was eventually debunked through the Geno Mii costume being revealed under the Sephiroth presentation. Honestly, if this leak was real, the original leaked footage would have quickly got taken down by Nintendo, which it never did. FS Zhao's origin from a Smash comic. You probably have remembered seeing this meme before, and its many variants around the late 2000s, early 2010s. Well, this meme called FS Zhao originally derived from a drawing of Toon Link from within a Smash comic originally created by the artist Brian Lee on March 27, 2018. Poltergust G00 debuted in Simon/Richter's trailer. Within the reveal trailer for Simon and Richter, Luigi is using a Poltergust that doesn't look like how it looked within the past Luigi's Mansion titles. It was then found out that the Poltergust design that was used was pulled from the upcoming Luigi's Mansion 3 that was revealed later after the Simon and Richter reveal trailer for Smash Ultimate. Chrom blunder in Palutena's guidance. Within the Palutena's guidance of Robin in Smash Wii U, Palutena claims that Chrom doesn't have an Ifu move like Ike. This is actually wrong since Chrom is able to have an Ifu move in the original game Fire Emblem Awakening, which the move itself even became his up special when he was added as a fighter in Smash Ultimate. URL String Theory. This entry might be referring to how around April of 2021, someone noticed how the URL number codes for the Fighter Pass 2 Challenger Packs in the Ancient Soldier Mii costume seemed to skip a number specifically around the number 73 between the 11th Challenger Pack within the number 72 and the Ancient Soldier Mii costume with the number 74. With this, people have speculated that there was going to be a bonus fighter added following the last fighter in the second Fighter Pass, but that ended up not being the case. Nipple Spike. Nipple Spike is a name given to Captain Falcon's down air in Melee that is able to spike an opponent. Dragon King the Fighting Game. Dragon King the Fighting Game was an unfinished fighting game that was originally developed by Sakurai before Smash Bros. The game was eventually scrapped and changed from meaning to have some original fighters to instead have some already existing Nintendo characters to be fighters, which is how Smash Bros became the crossover franchise it's known to be. For many years, there was never any footage of the game shown besides some images of the game until October 20th, 2022, when Sakurai finally showed gameplay footage of Dragon King within a video about Smash 64 on his YouTube channel. Pepsi Man. When Smash Bros. Was intended to be called Dragon King the Fighting Game, the game itself was originally referred to as Pepsi Man. It was probably called that because Pepsi Man was the mascot for Pepsi of Japan around the time when the game was being developed, and the early characters for the game did look kinda similar to Pepsi Man. Ocarina of Time Masterpiece Speedrun. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a game that is able to be beaten in an any percent speedrun in under 5 minutes through the use of some glitches that skip the player to the end of the game. With these speedrun glitches, it was found possible to beat Ocarina of Time under the Masterpiece Collection in Smash Bros. Brawl despite it having a 5-minute time limit. Samus and Luigi's missing hitboxes. In Smash 64, Samus and Luigi both have a missing hitbox in one of their moves being Luigi's dash attack and Samus's up air. Lightsaber sounds used for beam sword. In the original Japanese version of Smash 64, the sound effects for the beam sword sounded more similar to the lightsaber sounds from Star Wars compared to how it sounds internationally. Melee Pikachu evolved into Brawl Pikachu. Some people have had the headcanon that Pichu from Melee have evolved into the Pikachu in Brawl. This is because of how Pichu in Melee originally had swimming goggles as one of his alts, which also became an alt for Pikachu in Brawl while Pichu was cut from the game. Dacus. Dacus is a technique in Brawl where a character can cancel their dash attack through doing an up smash while still obtaining the momentum of the dash attack. Smash Ultimate's trailer's constant theme of death. It seems that several of the character trailers for Smash Ultimate have something of a character dying that keeps happening, such as with the Ridley trailer where Mega Man and Mario were killed by Ridley, and the Simon and Richter trailer having Luigi killed by death. Honestly, I don't think that this was intentionally done as a reoccurring theme. Toon Link's Undertale reference. Within the Smash 4 and Ultimate tip for Toon Link's down air, its last sentence states in regards to the attack that if you try to dunk someone with it, you're gonna have a bad time. Some people seem to take a part of this sentence as a reference to Sans from Undertale with it saying you're gonna have a bad time, but this obviously can't be an Undertale reference since Smash 4 came out about a year before Undertale was even released. Meta Ridley's Heart. In Brawl, when looking into Meta Ridley's trophy, a texture of a heart can be found that is the same one that can be found on Meta Ridley in the original Metroid Prime. Meta Ridley within the Subspace Emissary doesn't seem to have the heart texture. Sakurai played Sonic 06 for Sonic's moveset. Within a Famitsu column from Sakurai about putting Sonic into Brawl, he states that he had played plenty of Sonic titles, including the new one at the time that was released on the PlayStation 3, which was Sonic 06. Super Smash Bros. Brawl lost music. When looking into the data for Brawl, there was a whole list of file names with some music tracks that went unused. The list seems to include such tracks as a Ballad of the Windfish track from Link's Awakening, a Yoshi Cookie track, and You Can Do Anything from Sonic CD. Beware the Forest Mushrooms. Within the same list of unused music tracks for Brawl, there is one with a file name that seems to translate to Forest Mushrooms. A lot of people have speculated that this track was supposed to be the music track Beware the Forest Mushrooms from Super Mario RPG, but it seems more likely that this is supposed to be the music track used for Toadwood Forest from Mario & Luigi Partners in Time, since the named file was placed after a different unused music track file that has Mario & Luigi in the name. Brawl announcer is Bill Nye's announcer. It is true that the voice actor for Brawl's announcer, Pat Cashman, was originally the narrator for Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Free for all! Survival! Bill Nye the Science Guy is brought to you by Matter. Matter is everything and all stuff. Stand by for Matter.
Dreamland Game Boy Battery Light. If you let the time run out in a timed match on the Dreamland Game Boy stage in Smash Ultimate, the battery light on the left side will actually go out. Potential Ken trailer Daigo reference. Within the Smash Ultimate reveal trailer with Ken, there is a part where Ken obtains a final smash, parries Little Mac, and then he does his final smash, which is the Shippu Jinraik Yaku. For some people, this is seen as a reference to Evo Moment 37, where within a championship match of Third Strike, the Ken player Daigo parries through all of Chun-Li's super, and then does his super, which is the exact same super that is used by Ken as his final smash within the trailer scene as shown before. The Pichu Cheater. Around the mid-2010s, there was a Pichu player in the competitive melee scene in Ohio named Chaos, who seemed to be generally good at playing as Pichu against other players. Some people had started to find it suspicious in how Chaos was winning as Pichu. So one day, some people at a local event with Chaos decided to copy the SD card he had in his Wii to play Melee, and later found through looking into it that his Pichu was modified to play a lot better. With this, Chaos was banned from ever attending any Melee tournaments in Ohio. Charging Kirby's hammer in Brawl. Through Brawl's data, an unused animation of Kirby walking while charging his hammer was found. This interestingly means that Kirby was meant to have his side special hammer attack be able to be charged as early as in Brawl, but it was scrapped and instead was later added into Kirby in Smash 4. Ghost Arrows. In Melee, there is a glitch that can be done as either Link or Young Link, where if you can catch a boomerang while chain grabbed into a wall and then charge an arrow, he will go up out of the wall and he will now shoot arrows that are invisible. Japan exclusive trophies in Melee. In Melee, there is one trophy that only within the original Japanese version, which is of a trophy of Tamagon from the Japan-only NES game, Devil's World. This trophy was likely cut from international releases of the game due to the original game the character was pulled from having religious references within them. Ultimate is Smash 6. Within a Famitsu column from Sakurai, he alludes to Smash 3DS being the 4th entry in the series, and Smash Wii U being the 5th entry in the series. Sakurai was likely referring to both Smash for 3DS and Wii U as being the 4th and 5th Smash game since they were developed very differently from one another. With all of this means that Smash Ultimate would be considered Smash 6. I bet a lot of you don't want to believe any of this. Every game is a port of the last. You know, people used to think that Smash Ultimate was a port before it was released. But what if I told you that every title is actually a port of the last? Just through how they add more characters in each game and they keep bringing back old stages in each game as well. Honestly, I didn't really know what to make of this entry on the Iceberg. Captain Falcon's Eye. When looking through Captain Falcon's model in Smash, his eyes can be found through his visor. Don't be late, S. In the beginning of Terry's reveal trailer, it starts with a throwback to the opening of the King of Fighters 94. Within this version, the text that appears says 2019, you are accordingly invited to Smash. Don't be late, S. The S is likely meant to refer to Sakurai. Young Link's Fire Spike Dare. Young Link's down air sword thrust in Melee is the strongest out of any other character's down air from within the game. Some people have thought this attack was a spike, but it's actually more like a meteor smash. Jigglypuff's Wink. Within Jigglypuff's taunt in Melee, she would wink after she spins around. In every Smash title following Melee, she doesn't have this wink at all for some reason. The Kirby Hat Project. Around the time before Brawl was released, many different fan-made Kirby hats were made and shared around the internet. These many different Kirby hats were actually originally made by Artsy Omni. Little Mac's Battle Damage. In Smash 4, Little Mac will actually have battle damage around his face. Smash Ultimate's E3 in-game renders. Within the Smash Ultimate E3 demo, several of the characters actually use their in-game renders instead of their official artwork. January 1st, 2019 Wendy event. On January 1st of 2019, there were many YouTubers who do Smash related content that had made videos in relation to the character Wendy Koopa with a hashtag Project Wendy. This was apparently done as a joke to how Wendy, along with the other Koopalings, were the worst ranked fighters in Smash Ultimate. DMC5's voice actor slip up. Around mid-January of 2020, within a podcast done by JoJo Wi-Fi, the voice actor for Devil May Cry's V, Brian Hanford, was asked if he had heard of some rumors regarding Dante being added to Smash, which he said to be part of Marvel vs. Capcom or Super Smash Bros. Or both, which is what Dante is going to be, is just like, come on. Some fans took this as the voice actor accidentally slipping up on Dante actually being included, but it was most likely that he was expressing how much he could see Dante being in Smash without really knowing for sure that he is in or not. Project M's scrapped characters. Before the Brawl hack Project M was cancelled, there were plans of adding several new characters within the hack until they were scrapped. This includes such characters as Knuckles, Lyn from Fire Emblem, Isaac, and Sammy from Advance Wars. Palutena and Bayonetta could have saved everyone from Galeem. Within a Famitsu column from Sakurai in regards to how Kirby is the only one to have survived from Galeem in World of Light, he said that Palutena or Bayonetta would have been the only possible other characters that would have survived from Galeem. Following this, it could be speculated that both characters could have been able to save everyone from Galeem since Palutena is a goddess of light and Bayonetta is able to slow down time. Xander Mobus didn't know future character choices. Xander Mobus, who is the voice behind the announcer in Smash 4 and Ultimate, has stated in an interview before that for Smash, he is told to say many different character names without any clarification of the characters being playable or not. Diddy Kong laughing. Through Brawl's data, there are some animations of Diddy Kong laughing that went unused. These animations would have likely been used when a player slips on Diddy Kong's down special banana peels. Sans Mii costume blue eye. Through looking into the head model of the Sans Mii costume, a blue eye can be found within his left eye that went unused. Smash 64 cut fighters. Smash 64 has several characters that were either considered or scrapped from being playable. This includes characters such as Bowser, King Dedede, Mewtwo, Marth, and Clefairy, who was mainly considered as being a clone of Kirby instead of Jigglypuff. Almost all of these characters would eventually be playable within the next two Smash titles. Square Enix wanted Cloud to be DLC in Ultimate. It had been rumored and speculated that the company Square Enix originally wanted Cloud to be DLC again in Ultimate, which is possibly why the exact same lacking amount of Final Fantasy content that was in Smash 4 was added. Switzerland bonus. In Melee, there is a bonus that could be obtained in a match called Switzerland, which a player can get when not hitting anyone and taking damage. This bonus is likely called Switzerland because the country Switzerland is always a neutral country. Shooting all the credits. When beating either Classic Mode, Adventure Mode, or All-Star Mode in Melee, you can go through and shoot the names within the credits. Some people have wondered if it is possible to shoot all of the names within the credits, which for a long time could only be done through a tool assist. It wasn't until around February of 2021 when someone who goes by the name Jono Daz recorded footage of him being able to shoot all 190 names within the credits. Giga Bowser announcer line. When going through the announcer lines under the sound test in Melee, you can hear one of the announcer lines say Giga Koopa, meaning Giga Bowser. Giga Koopa! This line was never used within the game. V-canceling. V-canceling is a type of technique that can be done in Melee where when a player is knocked back and then holds the L or R button while airborne within the first 40 frames, the knockback velocity will be reduced from the player that is hit. Wario Forbidden Bike Technique. In Brawl, when Wario rides his bike off a platform, he will spin in around the platform and will be able to still hit the player through it. Masked Man Spirit used the fan sprite. When Smash Ultimate was first released, the sprite of Masked Man that was used for his spirit was actually a fan-made rendition of the Masked Man sprite that uses several different pixels compared to the original. The sprite was changed to the original through the version 2.0 update of the game. Stage Builder Accidental Leak. Less than a week before it was released, there was a Nintendo Switch promo that accidentally revealed Stage Builder within the menus of Smash Ultimate. The original promo was taken down through this being noticed. Google Theory. Google Theory was a theory made after the character Joker was released, where people noticed when typing a certain character name and then follow the name with Smash Bros. Ultimate on Google, an ad will appear on the search results page of the Smash Ultimate Fighter Pass. Besides Joker, the Fighter Pass ad would only appear with the characters Banjo-Kazooie, Ryu Hayabusa, Doomslayer, and strangely enough, Artorias from Dark Souls. With this, people speculated that these 4 characters were going to be the remaining 4 fighters of the first Fighter Pass, which turned out to be wrong since of the 4 characters, only Banjo and Kazooie made it to the first Fighter Pass, or really the game at all compared to the other 3. Racist Spirits. When Smash Ultimate was first released, there was a thread on Reset Era which argues that a few of the spirit battles were designed racially in terms of what characters were chosen for them. This includes the spirit battle of Mr. Sandman, which includes Donkey Kong, DJ, which uses Diddy Kong, and Tak, which uses the Darker Villager alt. These arguments were definitely all a big stretch, since these characters were obviously chosen for the spirit battles based on how their abilities are similar to what the spirit characters were able to do in their original games. Shantae 5 Smash Bros. Logo. Within the opening animation for Shantae and the Seven Sirens, there's a shot where Shantae gets up and looks at a window. People have thought that the window looked like the Smash Bros logo, and it could also have been a hint of Shantae's inclusion in Smash. This is likely all just a coincidence. Funnily enough, Shantae was eventually added to Smash, but as a Mii costume. Pokeball Dragonite. In Smash Ultimate, the Pokemon Dragonite physically appears in the background of the Kalos Pokemon League stage. Within the data for Smash Ultimate, a model of a Pokeball variant of Dragonite was found that went unused. Captain K. Rool is King K. Rool's brother. Within the King K. Rool trophy description in Brawl, it seems to refer Captain K. Rool as a brother of King K. Rool, even though he is supposed to be the same character in a different persona of King K. Rool. Lucas was meant to replace Ness. Sakurai has said before that for Melee, he was originally going to replace Ness with Lucas when Mother 3 was still developed for the Nintendo 64, but since that version of the game was cancelled, he decided to bring Ness back instead. Ice Top. Ice Top was the name of an unused stage found within the data of Melee. This is most likely meant to be a second stage for the Ice Climbers that Sakurai has actually talked about in a Melee Q&A where he said that he was going to add a second Ice Climber stage that would be like a mountaintop or a summit. Interestingly, this scrapped Ice Climber stage might have inspired the Summit stage in Brawl. Acania. Acania was another name of an unused stage found within the data of Melee. This is most likely meant to be a Fire Emblem stage that, like the Ice Top stage, was talked about by Sakurai within a Melee Q&A where he said it would be set in a castle that is being attacked by onagers swinging boulders at it. This scrapped stage most likely have inspired the Castle Siege stage in Brawl. DK Bongos in Ultimate. Within the data of Smash Ultimate, an unused model of an updated version of the DK Bongos from Donkey Kong's Final Smash in Smash 4 was found. This means that they were originally going to bring back Donkey Kong's Conga Beat Final Smash, but instead went with using a new Final Smash, being Jungle Rush. Marvel is canon to Smash. Marvel could actually be canon to Smash based on how the game series Marvel vs. Capcom has been referenced several times in Smash. The game series has been referenced through Mega Man's Mega Upper Attack, which is a reference to his launch attack in Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, Ken's Shinryuken, which was originally a super in X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and lastly through the Palutena's guidance of Ryu, where they mentioned how he had fought many different types of competitors such as mutants and superheroes. 1 million versus mode matches. Never thought you'd see this. This is a message that will appear when you have played through 1 million matches in Melee. The longest piece of literature was a Smash Bros. Fanfic. It is actually true that for a while, the longest piece of literature was a Smash fanfic called the Subspace Emissaries World Conquest with 4,100,000 words. It was beaten by another really long fanfic based on the Nickelodeon show The Loud House, strangely enough called The Loud House Revamped, that as of now has over 31,500,000 words. Mischaracterization of certain characters. It seems that certain characters within Smash are not characterized like they are in the original games. I honestly don't really know any good examples of certain characters who are mischaracterized. Maybe some of you viewers can tell me in the comments what characters do you think are mischaracterized in Smash. Sakurai shaking his head. According to Bear, who was a VIP attendee for the 2018 Smash Bros. Invitational Tournament, when player MK Leo did Bayonetta's broken air combo, he saw Sakurai shaking his head. Kirby's Jigglypuff hat in Smash 4. In Smash 4, the original Jigglypuff hat for Kirby was not able to change to the same colors as any of the Kirby's alt colors, despite it being able to do that in the previous Smash titles. In Smash Ultimate, they decided to make the hat change color like it did before Smash 4. Graded Pipes. In the Mushroomy Kingdom stage, the warp pipes within it have a graded texture over the entrance of them. E3 replica weapons. At E3 2018, the Nintendo booth had multiple replicas of different character items from Smash, such as Inkling's Ink Gun, Link's Master Sword, and Bayonetta's boots and guns. There was also a sandbag replica. Battlefield and E3 2018 booth leak. On April 24th, 2018, before Smash Ultimate's full reveal, a YouTuber named Master of Hyrule made a claim on Twitter that he had a source that no Bayonetta, Duck Hunt, and Shulk were going to return. He later within the same day said that he has seen an image of the new Battlefield and decided to upload it online. The next day, a different YouTuber named GU King of Heart made a video saying that he has a credible source that there was going to be Smash themed items in the Nintendo booth at E3 2018, and he would later upload a picture of the new Battlefield that matches the image that Master of Hyrule shared. All of the tweets and videos made by these YouTubers were quickly deleted, and then when E3 2018 occurred, it was found that much of what Hyrule and King of Heart claimed and shown was 100% true. GameStop Geno rumor. Around mid-July of 2020, GameStop made a video talking about Super Mario RPG in the lead to the release of Paper Mario: The Origami King, which had a section where the person suddenly ended up mentioning how people freaked out about Geno being announced in Smash.
I mean, there's a reason people were freaking out when Geno was announced for Smash.
This made people think that GameStop accidentally leaked Geno being added as a fighter, but this was most likely just GameStop not doing their research well and thought that the talk of Geno being added from fans meant that the character was in. Snake was resized. Snake in Brawl has some attacks with wide range hitboxes on them. This has made some people theorize that Snake might have originally been bigger than he actually is within the game. Greninja's moveset was made before it even had a name. According to Sakurai within a Q&A session at E3 2014, when they decided on Greninja as the new Pokemon character, they only decided it through just seeing concept art of him. After he learned what Greninja is supposed to be, he went home the same day with the concept art and stayed up late to do the motion capture for the character. Donkey Kong Jr. Trophy in Brawl. For Brawl's data, there was a Donkey Kong Jr. trophy that is carried over from Melee that was found. Stickman. Stickman is a glitch that can be done in Smash 4 as Olimar, where if an Olimar player throws one Pikmin and then throws a second one as Olimar touches the ground, the second Pikmin will stick to his right hand instead of being thrown. This glitch will cause a wider hit range on different attacks on Olimar. Edge running. Edge running is a glitch that can be done in Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate, where a character will run in place within a platform's edge when moving the control stick in a particular fashion. Multiplayer slot glitch. There is a glitch that can be done in Smash 4, where if you keep disconnecting your controller and applying the same amiibo into the game and start a match, you will be able to control multiple of the same characters at the same time. Black character glitch. There is a glitch that can be done in Melee, where when having a match set to team battle and then picking the same character at the same time, one character will be entirely dark within the match. Smash 4 has 3 sets of Star Fox voice actors. Smash 4 generally had 3 sets of Star Fox voice actors, with one being on the Cornelia stage in the 3DS version, and the 2 others being on the Orbital Gate and Lilac Cruise stages in the Wii U version. Donkey Kong's Rhythm Heaven reference. Within the reveal trailer for King K. Rool, Donkey Kong can be seen in the beginning laying on his side in front of a TV. Some people saw this and thought that it was meant to be a reference to Rhythm Heaven when the character Karate Joe lays down and watches TV at one point in the game Rhythm Heaven Fever. It is still uncertain if this was an intentional reference or not. Takamaru considered to be playable twice. Sakurai has considered the character Takamaru from the mysterious Murasame Castle twice for 2 different Smash titles. Takamaru was first considered for Melee, but was scrapped due to his series not being that relevant, and he was considered again for Smash 4, but was scrapped again for not being relevant. Smash 4 was also the same game that decided to add Takamaru as an assist trophy. Perry the Parasol considered for Peach's Up Special. Through Brawl's data, it was found that Peach was originally going to have Perry the Parasol from Super Princess Peach as her Up Special instead of her regular Parasol. Crash Bandicoot alleged document. There used to be a rumor that there was a 5-year document plan for the Crash Bandicoot franchise that had Crash being included in Smash Ultimate in 2021. Since Crash was never added to Ultimate, it's likely that the 5-year plan with Crash being in Smash was never real. Mr. Saturn inside Metroid Trophy. When looking through the exact textures of the Metroid trophy in Brawl, a Mr. Saturn sprite from Earthbound can be found. Now let's move on to the next layer of the iceberg, titled Brinstar Depths. Mario Odyssey 10 Days Left post. 10 days before Smash Ultimate was released, the Japanese Mario Odyssey Twitter made a tweet that includes a special animation that has Mario possessing the number 10 and then popping out to turn into Mario from within the box art of Smash Ultimate. Farja Trophy. When people first played through Smash 3DS, some have thought that there was going to be a trophy of Farja from Fire Emblem Awakening based on her appearance as a trophy within the ESRB leak, but people couldn't find it. When people eventually data mined the game, they found that the Farja trophy from the ESRB leak was not within the game at all. This likely meant that the Farja trophy was cut from Smash 3DS due to her revealing design within a game that is supposed to be rated E10+. DDD Effect. The DDD Effect is an effect that is specially used for DDD's hammer in Smash 4 and Ultimate. Jigglypuff was never buffed once in Smash 4. It is true that despite Jigglypuff being considered bottom tier in Smash 4, she never had a single buff throughout every patch of the game. This would cause some players to spread the hashtag #BuffThePuff. Dr. Mario's permanent custom equipment. Dr. Mario in Smash 4 is the only character that its attributes change when having custom equipment. When Dr. Mario's is changed to having his attack power go up and or having his speed go down, it doesn't change his attributes as much as any of the other fighters within the game. Front and back stages. In Melee, almost all of the stages are listed in a way that have been referred to by Sakurai as front stages, stages placed within the upper row over the lower row, and back stages, stages placed within the lower row under the upper row. The stages in Melee in general are placed like this to separate stages that are more competitive, like Fountain of Dreams and Pokemon Stadium, and stages that are more casual friendly, like Rainbow Cruise and the Great Temple. Kid Icarus Uprising Bias. Kid Icarus Uprising was a game originally directed by Masahiro Sakurai. With this, it seems that Sakurai has put plenty of similar elements from the game into Smash 4 that can be seen as bias, such as the inclusion of Palutena's guidance in Smash Wii U, and how there are a lot of the Kid Icarus Uprising enemies in the Smash 3DS mode Smash Run. Chunky Kong Assist Trophy. Around the time of E3 2014, where there were Smash Wii U demos, there were rumors of people seeing Chunky Kong as an assist trophy along with other such characters as Shadow, Tingle, and Magnus. The other few characters did have video proof of their existence as an assist trophy, but there was still never any footage of Chunky Kong. After E3 2014 has passed, it was already deemed that the rumor of Chunky Kong being an assist trophy was false. The Buzzy Beetle on a spring was added in by Sakurai's wife. Within the Mushroom Kingdom stage in Smash 64, there is a Buzzy Beetle that is bouncing on a spring. It has been claimed by Sakurai's future wife at the time, Machiko Sakurai, that she added the Buzzy Beetle on a spring without anyone knowing. Pac-Man, Villager, and Mies were considered unfit as fighters. Before they were added as fighters in Smash 4, the characters Villager, Pac-Man, and the Mies were considered for Brawl, but Sakurai decided against their inclusion due to not seeing them originally as fighters. Master Core Morse Code. Within the Master Core theme for Smash 4, there is a section where the music cuts out with series of beeps playing instead. These series of beeps are actually in Morse code that is supposed to spell out Master Core. Rainbow Ride Village. Within the background of the Rainbow Cruise stage, a village of sorts can be seen on the side of a hill within the background. Charles Martinet. Within the credits for Smash 64, the voice actor for Mario at the time, Charles Martinet, was misspelled into having his last name be spelled as Martinet. Mizo. Mizo is the name of an enemy that became cut from Brawl's Subspace Emissary. The Mizo enemy itself still appears within Subspace in a display room, and there's even still a trophy of it within the game. Fox and Falco's blasters misfiring. Through Brawl's data, some unused animations of Fox and Falco misfiring their blasters were found. These animations likely meant that Fox and Falco were originally going to have a mechanic where their blasters could overload when they are used too much within a match. Blastoise was considered before Squirtle. Within the development of Brawl, Sakurai considered Blastoise to be part of the Pokemon trainer, but decided on Squirtle instead. He decided on Squirtle because he thought Squirtle would better establish himself as a character, and it would make the type of Pokemon from the Pokemon trainer be more balanced. Extra character trophies in Brawl. Through Brawl's data, many different alternate character trophies were found. These trophies had the file name R2, meaning that it's possible that there were originally going to be 3 trophies for each character like in Melee, but the idea was scrapped for unknown reasons. James Bond. Within a Melee Q&A, someone asked why James Bond from GoldenEye wasn't in the game, since some fans in Japan actually wanted the character. Sakurai said that he couldn't be done due to his realistic weapons and some copyright issues that would have to be dealt with the character. Final smashes planned for 64. There was a talk between Masahiro Sakurai and Satoru Iwata that had Sakurai said that final smashes were originally going to be put into Smash 64, but couldn't due to console limitations. When looking into Smash 64's data, there were some voice clips that were found that would have been used for final smashes, such as Ness with one unused voice clip of him saying PK Starstorm.
PK Starstorm!
Captain Falcon's gun. Throughout the Smash series, Captain Falcon seems to have a holster with a gun in it. Some people have found it strange that he would have a gun and never uses it within his moveset in Smash. Taboo represents an older brother. There seems to have been a theory that Taboo from Brawl's Subspace emissary is supposed to represent an older brother. Honestly, I have seen more people theorize that Taboo is actually supposed to represent a parent with how it controls Master Hand within the Subspace. I think that the older brother theory regarding Taboo fits more with Crazy Hand, since he is usually alongside Master Hand within the series. Character Distortion Miiverse posts. Around the time Smash Wii U newly launched, a person who originally goes by the name T-Man posted images on Miiverse with plenty of different characters looking pretty glitchy and distorted within his copy of the game. He said later that he bought a second copy of the game, and the exact same glitches still happened, which meant that the glitches were likely caused by his Wii U being corrupted. Dacus in Smash 4. The Dacus technique that was in Brawl was actually originally possible in Smash 3DS, but was removed in a patch of the game on November 17, 2014. Monster Under the Bed. Within the Luigi's Mansion stage in Brawl, there is a Boo texture that is hidden under the bed within the top left room of the mansion. This Boo texture under the bed might be a reference to how Boo hides within furniture in the original Luigi's Mansion, or maybe how kids would fear of having a monster under their bed. Super Death Jump. The Super Death Jump is a type of jump that can be done by certain characters within Stamina mode in Brawl. This occurs when a character's health gets to 0 as they are performing an up special, which will make the fighter constantly fly straight up to the ceiling of the stage. Master Core is the orb underneath Melee and Brawl's Battlefield. Battlefield has had an orb underneath itself in Melee and Brawl. In Smash 4's Battlefield, there is no longer an orb underneath it. Smash 4 is also the same game to introduce the Master Core that looks like an orb, which has made people theorize that the Master Core is the orb underneath Battlefield in Melee and Brawl. You couldn't name your Animal Crossing village Smashville prior to New Horizons. Despite Smash Bros. Having an Animal Crossing stage that is originally named Smashville, you never could make your town be named Smashville in all of the older Animal Crossing titles before New Horizons. This is because the first 4 Animal Crossing titles would only allow the maximum number of characters within a town name to be 8, when Smashville has 10 characters within its name. Hyrule Temple's Hylian. The temple stage in Smash has some textures on the sides of the stage that is supposed to be in the Hylian language from the Zelda series. In Melee and Brawl, the Hylian text was just gibberish. In Smash Wii U and Ultimate, the text was changed to actually being able to be translated to Smash Brothers. Pac-Man Cloud in Greninja trailer. Before Pac-Man was confirmed to be in Smash 4, people noticed a cloud within Greninja's reveal trailer that looks to be shaped like Pac-Man. Some people thought that this could have been a hint of Pac-Man being added, but it's most likely just a coincidence since clouds can look and shape like anything that people can interpret. Small Mii Brawler was top tier. It seems that in Smash 4, the smaller variant of the Mii Brawler was really good through having more mobility and could do more combos more easily. Minecraft Stage Editor. Within a Famitsu column by Sakurai following the release of Steve, he states that he originally had an idea for players to be able to make a stage in the Minecraft game itself and then have it imported to Smash Ultimate. The idea was scrapped pretty early on due to some of the technical issues making it impossible to be implemented. The Spirits On rule affects matches even when no spirits are equipped. It seems that in Smash Ultimate, matches with the Spirits rule on will be affected even if no characters have a single spirit equipped. I honestly couldn't find much information about this being true. Ultimate's Zelda series character designs make no sense together. The Zelda characters in Smash Ultimate mostly have a design that is from a different game throughout the series. This makes the Zelda series characters not make sense when they are together, like how Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf are in the beginning of the King K. Rool reveal trailer. Smash 64 renders origins. The renders of the characters within the Smash 64 character select screen are mostly based on different artworks of the characters within their original games. 3DS controller for Smash Wii U. For Smash Wii U, you are able to connect a 3DS to the game to have it be used as a controller. Mario's missing eye in Subspace cutscene. Within one of the cutscenes for Brawl's Subspace Emissary, Mario looks to be missing an eye. Wii U DLC characters use models in All-Star. When the Smash 4 DLC fighters' portraits appear in Smash Wii U's All-Star mode, they look to be in their in-game renders instead of their actual artwork from within the game. Knuckles' homing attack. The Knuckles Assist Trophy in Smash Ultimate has one of his attacks being a homing attack. This is strange for Knuckles being able to do this because he never actually homing attacked in any of the Sonic games. Assist Capsules. In a Melee Q&A, Sakurai has said that he originally considered adding an item called an Assist Capsule, but decided not to implement it. This idea of an Assist Capsule became the precursor to the Assist Trophy introduced in Brawl. Wii Fit Trainer tried to use iframes to dodge Gleam's Ray of Light. Within the opening cutscene of World of Light, when Gleam shoots its beam at everyone, Wii Fit Trainer seems to do a tree pose before getting hit with a beam. Some people think she is doing this to abuse the invincibility frames to survive through the beam longer. Cut unique victory themes in Brawl. For Brawl's data, there are files for unused victory themes for each character. This means that they were originally going to make every fighter have their own victory theme like Meta Knight, but decided not to do it. Same Team Color Glitch. This is a glitch that can be done in Melee that will make two players have the same color scheme of a character without it being set to teams. To do this, first when one player chooses a character and another player chooses the same character but chooses the color that the other player chose, Then, the first has to quickly back out while the other player chooses the same character color that the other player had. Lastly, the first player who should still have the cursor on the character should pick the character again, and now, the two players are the same characters with the same colors. Little Mac's entrance hoodie inconsistency. Within Little Mac's entrance, he punches in and takes his pink hood off. When he takes off his hood in his wireframe costume, which he wears a green hood in, it changes to pink like with the regular Little Mac costumes. Melee Link's extended neutral air bug. In Melee, Link's neutral air is able to hit players multiple times due to his hitbox being present through the entire animation. Link is the only character in Melee that has a neutral air that is like this. The unlockable Smash 64 characters are derivatives. All 4 of the unlockable characters of Smash 64 technically derive from the other fighters within the game. Luigi and Ness both have moves that derive from Mario, Captain Falcon has moves that derive from Samus, and Jigglypuff has moves that derive from Kirby. Kazuma Kiryu's creator doesn't want him in Smash. The director of the Yakuza series, Toshihiro Nagoshi, has been against having his character Kazuma Kiryu be a fighter in Smash. The reason for why he doesn't want his character to be in is because of how the character Kiryu would not hit a woman. Kazuya's unused Rapid Jab. Within Kazuya's data in Smash Ultimate, it seems that he was originally going to have a Rapid Jab that went unused. Min Min's reflecting dash attack. Within Min Min's data in Smash Ultimate, her dash attack was originally going to be able to reflect projectiles much like how her up smash can reflect, but it went unused. Early Brawl renders. When the Smash Bros. Dojo for Brawl was first up, the renders for Pit, Zero Suit Samus, and Snake looked different compared to how the renders looked later on and in the final game. Sheik's Brawl design origin. Sheik's design in Brawl is supposed to be based off of concept art of Sheik's design if she was in Twilight Princess. Unused menu animation. Within Melee's data, it was found that there was originally going to be an animation on the character select screen where the clone characters would slide out of the characters next to them that they are supposed to be a clone of. Can you name them? One might be trickier to remember than the others. In Smash 4 and Ultimate, there is a tip that says that Link's name has only appeared on 5 Zelda titles, and one of them is trickier to remember than the others. Those 5 Zelda titles are likely to be Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, A Link Between Worlds, and for the last title that is trickier to remember, people thought that it's supposed to be Link: The Faces of Evil, but it's actually more likely to be Link's Crossbow Training, since it's technically a Zelda title made by Nintendo with Link's name in it. 8-player Smash was leaked. When people were data mining Smash 3DS when it first came out, there was an unused announcer voice clip that has him saying 8-player Smash. Some people weren't sure what this unused voice clip was for until October 23rd, 2014, when the Smash Wii U 50 Fact Extravaganza premiered and revealed 8-player Smash within the Wii U version of Smash 4. Kirby copying Palutena's other neutral specials. Within Smash 4's data, some unused voice clips were found of Kirby that has him saying the name of Palutena's custom neutral specials.
Heavenly Light! Explosive Flame!
These unused voice clips could mean that Kirby was going to be able to copy Palutena's other custom moves, or it was originally undecided which of Palutena's neutral specials would be used as her default one. Pit, Meowth, Peach, and Wario were not considered for Smash 64. There used to be rumors that spread around online that the characters Pit, Meowth, Peach, and Wario were considered for Smash 64. These rumors have no source from Sakurai or anything Smash related whatsoever and could very likely be false. Smash is autistic. There was a theory made originally in 2014 by the YouTuber Roxton, or Noggin as he was mainly known back then, that explains that the Smash series is about someone who is going through autism. I'm not really going to specify much of what the theory entails, but I will link the video from Roxton in the description for you to check out if you want to know more about it. The video itself is nearly 10 years old. 2L84ME. In Melee, under the barrel cannon item, there are some letters that spell out 2L84ME, which is supposed to mean too late for me. This message is supposed to be a reference to how hard it is dodging the barrels in Donkey Kong. Ridley was speculated to be teased as playable in Smash 4. Even though Ridley was already hinted as a boss in a Smash Direct on October 8, 2014, people still thought that Ridley had a chance to being revealed as a fighter based on how they only reveal his shadow, and some even have said that he acted like a fighter with how he seemed to be animated. This was very much deemed as not being the case at all when the final roster was found out and the Ridley stage boss was fully revealed in the Smash Wii U 50 Fact extravaganza. Some Ridley fans were really coping just as much as some Waluigi fans have for Smash Ultimate. Faces in Subspace Clouds. When Brawl's Subspace Emissary was first revealed as a set of images from the beginning of the mode, some people thought that the dark clouds over the halberd were meant to resemble different villains. People had thought the clouds possibly resembled Ganondorf, Master Hand, Bowser, and Ridley. Just like the Pac-Man cloud theory, this one was most likely just a coincidence, since clouds can look and shape like anything that people can interpret. Mii Series Symbol. In Smash Ultimate, there is actually a Mii Series symbol that can be seen under the spirit list when you have any Mii related spirits besides the Mii fighters. Unused Rhythm Heaven Series Symbol. Within Smash 3DS's data, a file name possibly for an unused Rhythm Heaven series symbol was found. This made some people think that this meant that a Rhythm Heaven character was going to be in the game, most likely the Chorus Kids, since they were listed within the Gamatsu leaks that were most likely still real. Scrapped Dr. Mario Stage. Within Smash Wii U's data, a file name for a boss named Virus was found. This could likely be referring to the viruses from Dr. Mario, meaning that there were originally going to be a Dr. Mario stage added with the viruses as a boss, but was then scrapped. Scrapped Swap Note Stage. Within Smash 3DS's data, a file name for an unused stage named Diary was found. The name Diary might derive from the 3DS Swap Note app, which its Japanese name has the word diary in it. This means that there was most likely going to be a Swap Note stage, but it was scrapped. Scrapped Brain Age Stage. Also within Smash 3DS's data, a stage file named was found that suggests that there was going to be a Brain Age stage, but it became scrapped. Wii U Amazon Leak. Over a month before Smash Wii U's release, a page was put up for the game on Amazon that had a description that gave away certain modes within the game. These modes seem to include a mode where you can create stages with the gamepad. a challenge mode regarding Master Hand and Crazy Hand, and a new board game mode. These modes would eventually be officially revealed within the Smash Wii U 50-factor extravaganza that reveals the modes to be a Stage Builder, Special Orders, and Smash Tour. Dark Samus Footsteps. In Smash Ultimate, when Dark Samus walks while holding a shooting item, she will have footstep sounds even though she's floating. DLC Codenames. In Smash Ultimate, base roster fighters generally have codenames that are just their own names within the data. But for the DLC fighters, they have some special codenames that relate to the characters in a particular way, such as how Hero's codename is Brave, which refers to a type of class within Dragon Quest, and Steve's codename is Pickle, as in pickaxe like what Steve uses. Why Meta Knight lost his ship in Subspace. In Brawl Subspace Emissary, Meta Knight seems to have lost his ship, the Halberd, but they never really explained how he even lost it through cutscenes. Within the Brawl Dojo, there was actually a page added to the site after the game came out that explains that Meta Knight lost his ship because he was attacked by the Subspace army which wanted to take the ship. He was apparently able to hold him off until King Dedede attacked him and made him lose control of his ship. Pac-Man's Ghostly Adventures design was denied. Within a Famitsu column by Sakurai, he stated that if Namco wanted Pac-Man to be in his Ghostly Adventures design instead of his classic design, he would have dropped the character entirely. Springman using Springtron's logo. When the Spring Stadium stage was first released alongside Min Min, the billboard in the background originally had the T logo from Springtron appear over Springman instead of Springman's S logo. This was eventually fixed in a minor update that changed the logo to the correct one. Color TV Game 15 is the oldest character in Smash. It is true that the Color TV Game 15 Assist Trophy is the oldest character in Smash, with the original Color TV game console being released in 1977, before Game & Watch in 1980 and the arcade game Sheriff in 1979. Duck Hunt is the oldest franchise in Smash. This is also true that the Duck Hunt franchise is technically the oldest franchise in Smash, since Nintendo actually originally made a light ray gun game that was simply called Duck Hunt in 1976. Joker's invitation was the treasure. Within the reveal trailer for Joker that played during the Game Awards, one of the characters say that Joker is at the Game Awards to steal a treasure. This treasure most likely referred to Joker's Smash invitation. Smash Mobile Ripoffs. There have definitely been some mobile games that exist that rip off Smash. One known example was a mobile game called Super Fighter M, which is like an RPG but with many characters ripped straight from Mario, Pokemon, and Smash. Super Smash Bros. 64 masterpiece in Smash 4. Within Smash Wii U's data, an unused text says Super Smash Bros. Was found along with other game series logos that are used for the Masterpieces mode. This implies that Smash 64 was originally going to be included as a masterpiece but was never included. Alf was going to be a clone. Within the design documents for Smash 4, it seems that Alf from Pikmin 3 was going to be a clone of Olimar, but was scrapped, likely due to time constraints. Alf would have had the Rock Pikmin from Pikmin 3 in his moveset. The character Alf only made it in as an alternate costume for Olimar in Smash 4 and Ultimate. Luigi Wall Jump in E3 Demo. In the E3 demo for Smash 4, specifically Smash 3DS, Luigi was originally able to wall jump. This ability from Luigi would be scrapped from the final game. Yuji Naka wanted Sonic in Melee. The original the original programmer for Sonic, Yuji Naka, has stated in an interview that during the development of Melee, he wanted Sonic to be in the game, but wasn't able to get him in due to the game being late in development at the time. Ice Climbers Leftovers in Smash 4. The Ice Climbers were cut in Smash 4, but the game still added them as a trophy, which the model was likely meant to be what they would have looked like if they were returning fighters within the game. Playable Sandbag. Through using Action Replay in Melee, you are able to play as the Sandbag from the Home Run Contest mode. Crystal cut due to time constraints. Within an article under the magazine Nintendo Dream, a question was asked to Sakurai of why Wolf was added to Brawl instead of Crystal. Sakurai answered this question in saying that Wolf was added due to time constraints and was easier to include due to him easily having similar moves to Fox and Falco, and that Crystal would have been a completely unique character from them. Nintendog considered as a fighter. It seems that during Brawl's development, the Nintendog was considered to be a fighter but wasn't made into one due to Sakurai feeling that the character wasn't fit into being a fighter. The Nintendog would still appear in Smash as an assist trophy. Master Chief Game Awards audio leak. Before the 2019 Game Awards premiered, there was supposedly an audio leak for Master Chief's reveal trailer for Smash Ultimate that would have been shown within the Game Awards.
I just received an incoming transmission. You may want to hear this. It's a little light on details, but UNSC says we've been invited to some battle royale called Smash Brothers. Some guy named Mario is taunting you. Looks like they really want to see what you're made of. What do you say we show them?
When the 2019 Game Awards did happen, there was no Smash reveal whatsoever, therefore meaning the audio leak was fake, even though it honestly sounded pretty fake anyway. Character preview video differences. Apparently, there are some things that are different within the character previews on the Smash Ultimate website compared to how they are in the final game. One difference I could find would be how in Mr. Game & Watch's character preview has him in the 75 meter stage, but it looks like how it looks in Brawl and Smash Wii U, with how it's in 3D instead of 2D like in the final game. PD Piranha's cage designs. The designs of the cages that the PD Piranha boss uses in Brawl has several Easter eggs within them, such as having a small chain chomp on them, and there are multiple sprites of different Mario enemies within the inside and outer sides of the cages. Samus Gundam reference. Within the official website for Smash 64, Samus's green alternate color is referred to as mass-produced Samus. This is supposed to be a reference to the MS-06 Maku 2 from the Gundam franchise. Ayumi Tachibana considered for Melee. During a Nico Nico live interview in 2016, Sakurai has said that the character Ayumi Tachibana was considered for Melee but was scrapped due to her series not being that well known in any international regions. Melee's themed teams. The classic mode team battles for Melee have a bit of a theme to some of them. Such teams that seem to have a theme to them includes a Kirby/Ice Climbers team, which could be based on how Kirby has a hammer, and a Ness/Peach team, which Peach within this could meant to represent the character Paula from Earthbound. Green Shell Glitch. In Smash 64's training mode, there is a glitch that can be done where hitting multiple green shells with Mario's tornado attack against another character will do rapid damage towards the other character, making their percentage go all the way up to 999%. Ground-themed Super Mario Bros. 3 Eraser. Within the Super Mario Maker stage in Smash Ultimate, there is a track that allows for the original music for the ground themes to change when the level changes its style, such as when it changes to the Mario freestyle. Strangely enough, even though the original ground themes for Mario 1, Mario World, and Mario U can be played separately on any Mario stage, there isn't a separate track for the original Mario 3 ground theme that isn't in any of the Smash stages. Why Mewtwo is a lightweight. It can be questioned why Mewtwo was made into a lightweight in Melee. The possible reasons for Mewtwo to be like this could be because of him being floaty or how some of his attacks can be strong. Brick Road Cameo in Magicant. Within the Magicant stage in Smash Ultimate, if you zoom the camera into the Dungeon Man's eye, you can see the face of Brick Road, who in Earthbound is the man who created and became Dungeon Man. Sakurai's red eyes were a hint to K. Rool. Within a retweet from Sakurai that was made a few days before the August 8th Smash Direct, he said that his eyes might look a little red within the presentation. Some people before and after the Direct happened to took this saying from Sakurai as him hinting at the character King K. Rool, since he was revealed in the Direct and has a very red eye. It's unknown if this saying from Sakurai was ever meant to be a hint towards K. Rool or not. Amiibo Unlock Rumor. Around late August of 2018, there was a page of the Wolf Amiibo on the Best Buy Canada website that has a description that said that you can tap the Amiibo onto the NFC touchpoint of the system to unlock the character in Smash Ultimate. This saying from the Amiibo description was never officially confirmed by Nintendo to be an alternate way of unlocking characters, so this was only seen as a rumor. By the time some people were able to have a copy of the game early, it was discovered that you can't unlock characters using Amiibos. Super Duper Wave Dash. The Super Duper Wave Dash is a longer version of the Super Wave Dash that can be done as Samus in Melee. It could be done in the same fashion as the regular Super Wave Dash, except the Samus player would have to hit the grab button on the 48th frame to then be able to slide on the ground at a longer distance. Pause Glitch. There is a pause glitch in Smash 64 that can be done on a target test stage, where if you constantly pause the game, the target test time will not change. With this glitch, it's possible to beat any target test in Smash 64 with the timer being stuck at 0. Teleport Glitch. There is a teleport glitch in Smash 64 that can only be done with the characters Samus, Fox, and Jigglypuff. This glitch can only be done by starting a normal dash, then smashing the control stick in the opposite direction, and lastly jumping 3 frames afterwards, which should cause the character to teleport. Stun Jacket. Stun Jacket is a glitch that can be done with a character with a counter attack in Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate until version 3.0. It's a glitch where when a move is successfully countered, but the attack does not connect with the opponent, 16 frames of hit lag would not be worn on the opponent, which now when the opponent actually gets hit, they will receive those 16 frames of hit lag. Sakurai's Croc Tweet. Throughout the time of Smash Ultimate's DLC, some fans like to look at the Smash Ultimate images that Sakurai posts on Twitter and figure out if they are meant to be a hint at a future DLC fighter or not. One image that really made a lot of people think that this was a hint of sort was an image that shows two clocks with a background effect. Some people were thinking that this was a hint at Chrono from Chrono Trigger with the clocks, and others were more thinking that it was a hint for Crash, since the clocks have their pendulums pointed in a particular direction, similar to how the pendulums are pointed on the two entropies from Crash 4, which was a game that was released around the time this image was posted. The tweeted image was most likely not a hint at anything at all, much like every other random image tweet from Sakurai at the time. With their addition, there will be 84 fighters on the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster. This was said within a Facebook post from the Smash Bros. Account following the reveal of Pyra and Mythra. This post made some people speculate that there was going to be several more fighters to be added after the second fighter pass, but this seemed to just have been a way that the account had counted the number of fighters within the game. It's most likely that they counted the current number of fighters at the time, based on the number of character slots, which in total does make it 84 fighters. Going over 999%. In Smash Ultimate, characters will actually deal more knockback from an attack after constantly getting hit while at 999 damage compared to when a character just went to having 999 damage. Orbital Gate Assault was going to return in Ultimate. Within the credits for Smash Ultimate, the voice actors Jazz Adams and Lisa Brown, who voiced Peppy and Slippy within the Orbital Gate Assault stage taunts in Smash Wii U, are listed despite the Orbital Gate Assault stage not being brought back. This means that the stage was originally meant to return in Smash Ultimate, but was cut during development. Venom and Cornelia's songs were swapped. The main track for the Star Fox Cornelia stage from Melee is a remix that includes the Venom music track from the original Star Fox, despite there being another Star Fox stage from Melee named Venom. With this, it can be speculated that the music tracks for both the Cornelia and Venom stages were swapped. Mother remixes in Brawl recycled from Mother 3 albums. Several of the Mother remixes made in Brawl are actually taken from the two different Mother 3 albums, such as Porky's theme having a part of the Tatsumeri remix from the Mother 3i album, and the Snowman remix being taken straight from the Mother 3 Plus album. Brinstar's Brawl remix debuted in Metroid Prime Pinball. It is true that the Brinstar remix from Brawl is actually taken from the DS game Metroid Prime Pinball. Joker's grappling hook. In Smash Ultimate, Joker is given the grappling hook as his up special even though he never used the one in the original Persona 5. But he does use a grappling hook within Persona 5 Royal, which was released after Joker was added to Smash. This means that like Luigi's Poltergust G00, this was something added to Joker from a future released game. Nestor. On April 1st of 2014, there was a fake Smash Bros page made for April Fools that included the old Nintendo Power magazine mascot Nestor as a supposed new character. The fake page included Nestor's supposed character render, gameplay images, and even a newcomer poster like all of the Smash 4 newcomers had. Now let's move on to the next layer of the iceberg, titled Subspace. Joker changed K. Rool's heart. There was a theory that King K. Rool had a change of heart caused by Joker. People have thought of this theory through how at the end of Joker's gameplay trailer, Joker steals K. Rool's crown, and then in one of the next character trailers, specifically for Banjo, K. Rool is suddenly alongside Donkey and Diddy. K. Rool being alongside them possibly means that he has changed and not being bad after what Joker had done to him before, or people are just reading into all of this too much. The Odyssey has 21 moons in New Donk City. The Odyssey within the New Donk City Hall stage has 21 power moons within it, even though in Super Mario Odyssey, you will need at least 55 power moons in order to get to the Metro Kingdom where New Donk City is. Mortal Kombat representation was impossible. This entry might just be based on how people think that having any Mortal Kombat representation in Smash is very unlikely. Having Mortal Kombat in Smash would be unlikely because of the high amounts of violence and gore that exist within the series, and how none of the MK titles past Mortal Kombat 3 have ever been released in Japan. Tower of Smash. Before Smash Wii U was released, there was a supposed leak on 4chan that said that the Wii U version of Smash 4 will have a mode called the Tower of Smash. This mode would have the player go through different matches within each room of the tower that have each of their own conditions, and also eventually face bosses such as Dynablade from Kirby and the Mecha Dragon from Mega Man. The same leaker also gave a list of all of the stages that are going to be in the Wii U version of Smash 4, which includes a Game & Wario stage and the return of Smashville from Brawl, which gave this whole leak credit since these two stages were officially confirmed after the leak was first posted. Even though the supposed leak vaguely confirmed 2 stages to appear in the game, it was eventually deemed as being completely fake when the Smash Wii U 50-fact extravaganza premiered, revealing every mode and mostly every stage within the game. We want more. Around April Fools of 2008, there was a fake Nintendo webpage that was made that announced that there will be a DLC service added to the Wii called We Want More, and that Smash Bros. Brawl will have 4 new characters and 2 new stages to be released within it on May 13th. Subspace mode. Within Brawl's data, there was some text found that indicates that there was originally going to be a beat-em-up mode called Subspace that was cut. It seems that based on the text that it was going to be an online mode where players go through a continuous match and would be dropped in and out of to be replaced with other players. Sprout Tower Stage. Within the Melee Q&A, Sakurai has said that he originally considered adding a stage based on the Sprout Tower from Pokemon Gold and Silver, but decided not to make it. Unused animations on character select. Within Melee's data, there were different unused animations that were found with the text selected and selected wait. These animations were likely meant to appear within the character select screen as you hover over or select a character, much like how the characters themselves would appear within the Smash 64 character select. Sheik is listed before Zelda. Some people might question why Sheik is listed before Zelda in Smash Ultimate, even though Sheik used to be a transformation for Zelda. It's likely that the reason why they are listed this way because of how within the Melee opening, which was also the reveal trailer for the game, Sheik is fully shown within the cinematics before Zelda is. Vegetable and Toad were swapped. Within Melee's data, it was found that Peach's Toad and Vegetable specials were actually swapped, and that the Vegetable move was originally going to be her neutral special, while Toad was going to be her down special. This was found through looking at the file naming for Peach's attack animations, where her vegetable pulling animation is titled Special End, as in Special Neutral, and her Toad animation is titled Special LW. If there was a Smash 2 poll. Several months after Smash 64 was released, Sakurai created a poll that was Japan only, where people could request characters that they would want if there was a Smash sequel. There were plenty of characters that were requested within this poll, with some characters being ones that would be added to Melee, such as Mewtwo and Bowser, who was the most requested within the poll. There were also some strange character requests, such as a Mr. Saturn and James Bond, who actually had a decent number of requests, despite him being a licensed character. Early boxing ring screenshot. Within Smash 3DS's data, an image was found of an earlier version of the boxing ring stage that has Mario and Link in their Brawl designs, and a background that includes a screen from the Super Punch-Out arcade game. This image was also found within Smash Ultimate's data, but with higher resolution. Wispy glitch. There is a glitch within Melee that can be done within the Dreamland 64 stage as Marth or Roy, where if the player does a ground attack right before Wispy Woods blinks, the character's swords will start swinging in an unusual way. Slamfest 99. Slamfest 99 was a promotional event that had people in the same mascot costumes from the Smash 64 commercial going against each other within a wrestling ring. This event was broadcasted live on the web with a Real Player G2 and was able to be downloaded within a site based on the event. Despite the broadcasted event being available as a download, no videos of it have ever been saved and is considered lost media. Melee Battle Cards. There were some Melee Battle Cards that were released as a free bonus for the release of Nintendo Magazine UK in September of 2005. It was a simple card game where players would have to choose a random set of characters with each of their own 3 sets of moves. These sets of moves work against each other like rock paper scissors, where each attack can go against certain other attacks, which will make one player lose a character card within their set. Ganondorf's second jab. In Melee, when Ganondorf uses a bunny hood, he will suddenly get a second jab which doesn't have a hitbox. This is most likely an animation that was accidentally carried from Captain Falcon when Ganondorf was made as a clone of him. I Know Yuta French version. In Brawl, besides including the original I Know Yuta track from Pikmin, there was also a French version of the track that was also added. The strange thing about the inclusion of this track in Brawl was that it was actually shortened a lot into being over 30 seconds long compared to how long the actual music track is through the album release of the track back in 2002. Gardevoir Assist Trophy in Brawl Demo. Apparently, within a Brawl demo that was held at the 2007 Wabi Game Festival in Japan, The Pokemon Gardevoir originally appeared as an assist trophy instead of a Pokeball Pokemon. Interestingly, there was also a rumor around the same time this demo was held that the character Rosalina would appear as an assist trophy, which someone might have originally thought of that when they saw Gardevoir pop up as an assist trophy within the demo. Koopa Backdash Waist-Wide Hoverwalk Moonland. The Koopa Backdash Waist-Wide Hoverwalk Moonland is a technique that can be done with any character in Melee that makes the player slide farther than they would with a regular wave dash. Sukapon item cut due to copyright issues. Within a Melee Q&A, Sakurai has said that Sukapon was originally going to be an item but was cut due to adult matters. Charizard, Dedede, and Ridley are in every Smash game. It is true that the characters Charizard, Dedede, and Ridley do appear in every Smash game, even in titles where they are not playable. Captain Falcon's stage collision box changes depending on his costume in Melee. It is true that Captain Falcon's costumes in Melee do have different hitboxes specifically around the arms, which affect his back air and Falcon Punch. Captain Falcon's menu voice clip in Melee. Within the Melee, there is a Captain Falcon voice clip that is not used within the game.
Blue Falcon!
Interestingly, this becomes a voice clip that Captain Falcon uses for his Blue Falcon Final Smash introduced in Brawl. Kirby GameCube models were reused for trophies. It seems that the Kirby model used for the Kirby Hat trophies were actually pulled from Kirby Air Ride and likely even from another Kirby game for the GameCube that was cancelled. Nabbit Glitch. There used to be a glitch in Smash Wii U that makes Nabbit from within the Mushroom Kingdom U stage stick to a player when the player pauses while grabbing and throwing Nabbit. This glitch was eventually patched out, but it did end up returning in Ultimate until that was also patched out. Gleam causes the KO Blast. There used to be a theory that the KO Blast in Smash Ultimate are actually caused by Gleam from World of Light. Some people think of this because of how each of Gleam's beams look like they have a different colored light that are all similar to the player colors in Smash. Motion controls were considered for Brawl. Within an interview of Sakurai when Brawl was revealed back in 2006, he said that Miyamoto encouraged him to include motion controls in Brawl, but decided not to really include them to make the game's controls simpler. Temple's 2 additional platforms. Within a special Melee video made before the game came out, there are 2 clips set within the temple stage that have 2 platforms that are not within the stage in the final game. These same used platforms can also be seen within Luigi's ending video in Melee. Porky Leak. This entry could refer to either 2 different supposed image leaks. One, which is supposed to be taken from a reveal trailer cinematic that shows Ness facing towards Gygus and possibly Porky, or another one that is a gameplay screenshot that has Ness and Porky who is in his spider mech from the original Earthbound. No matter which leak this is referring to, they were leaks that were most definitely fake, like any other random image leaks that vary in quality that had happened throughout the Smash hype cycle. Marx's original creepier fight. Within the Sephiroth presentation, Sakurai states that the boss character Marks was originally meant to be a lot creepier but was toned down. It is actually uncertain if Sakurai here is actually referring the Smash Ultimate boss or the original Marks boss from Kirby Superstar. Smash 4 Ganondorf Accidental Leak. Within a demonstration video of Smash 3DS that was uploaded on August 29, 2014, there was one part of the video that accidentally had Ganondorf appear within a screen that has Pikachu taunting with the camera zoomed in. The same video was then unlisted, and a new version of the video without Ganondorf popping up was uploaded on September 1st, 2014. Cut Devil's Third, Jet Force Gemini, and Blast Core Spirits. Within Smash Ultimate's data, some file names for cut spirits were found that were based on the game Devil's Third, and two N64 rare titles being Jet Force Gemini and Blast Core. It seems that the Smash devs most likely thought Nintendo still owned these game series since they were all originally published by them, but they are all actually third party, with Devil's Third being owned by Nexon and the N64 rare titles being owned by Microsoft. How did Galeem create Kirby clones? Within World of Light, there are multiple spirit battles that uses Kirby, even though Kirby was never taken or cloned by Galeem. Sakurai has actually explained this within a Nintendo Dream interview that Galeem had actually analyzed Kirby throughout World of Light so he can make clones of him. Why are the mites the symbol for the Subspace Emissary? Within Brawl's Subspace Emissary, there are enemies called mites that have a face that looks like the symbol that is used for the title of the mode. It seems that the reason why the mites have this symbol is because of how it is supposed to be the symbol for the Subspace Army according to the Brawl Trophy description. Mr. Game & Watch's Down Smash Typo. In Smash Ultimate, Game & Watch's down smash doesn't cause any hit effects to appear on characters within the air. This is because of how the effect has normal misspelled within the move's script. Original capsule design in Smash 4. Smash 4 originally introduced a new design for the capsule item. But within the early gameplay demonstration of Smash 4 during E3 2013, the capsule item can be seen in its original design that it had in the previous Smash titles. Freezing Metroids. In Smash Ultimate, you are able to KO assist trophies, including the Metroid assist trophy, which can only be KO'd if it is frozen. This is a reference to how within the Metroid series, it is best to kill a Metroid by freezing it. Battlefield Concept Art. Within CEDEC 2019, some concept art for Smash Ultimate's Battlefield was shown. Dreamland's uneven platform layout. It seems that the platforms for the Dreamland 64 stage are uneven with how the left platform is shorter than the right platform. Wave dashing was intentionally left in. Within a Nintendo Power interview back in May of 2008, Sakurai was asked if wave dashing in Melee was a glitch or intentional, which Sakurai answered in saying that it was something that was noticed during the development of Melee but decided to leave it in, not thinking that it would affect gameplay too much. Luigi Cyclone can start off charged. The Luigi Cyclone move in Melee has a parameter that is left blank in determining if the move is charged fully or not, which makes it sometimes start off being fully charged. This can depend if the controller ports, the character used, and the stage that is being played on. Emotionless Rob. Within Smash Wii U, Rob doesn't actually display any emotions within the game's Smash mode, but can still do in other game modes within the game. Project M wasn't cancelled because of a cease and desist. Many people have believed that the cancellation of Project M was due to a cease and desist given by Nintendo, but this is actually not the case. The real reason Project M was cancelled, according to a former developer who was known as Mewtwo2000, said that it was due to potential lawsuits that the Project M team would have to face due to the team being mostly formed by teenagers. Alf's green costume in tips. In Smash Ultimate, the render used for Alf under the character tips was him in his green costume instead of his default colors. This was fixed in a later patch. Fake Master Hand theme for Super Smash Bros. Universe. Apparently, there was supposedly a fake Master Hand theme leak when Smash 4 was thought to have been called Smash Bros. Universe. I honestly can't find anything about this fake Master Hand theme, so it is most likely this is something that was originally up on YouTube, but was taken down and has probably been lost to time. Unused Yellow Pikachu and Jigglypuff costumes. Within Smash 64's data, some unused costumes for Pikachu and Jigglypuff were found. Super Smash Bros. Memories. There used to be a rumor made before Smash 4 was fully revealed that the game was going to be called Super Smash Bros. Memories, and the 3DS version would have more retro game characters like Mach Rider and Stanley the Bugman, while the Wii U version would have more modern video game characters. This rumor was ultimately deemed as false when Smash 4 was fully revealed in E3 2013. Interestingly, even though the rumor turned out to be false, it was technically still right about the two versions having a focused theme to them, with the 3DS version representing more handheld games, while the Wii U version representing more home console games through its content. Will Pit ever fight again? This is said within the Pit trophy description in Melee before Pit was made into a fighter. Some people might think that this is an intentional foreshadowing of his inclusion in Brawl. Shine Mines. Shine mining is a technique that can be done in Melee as Fox or Falco, where if you go on a platform and go down through it while holding the shine, the hitbox will extend while a projectile can be reflected even when it looks like it shouldn't. Battlefield Rainbow Swirl. When Battlefield is used in any mode such as Classic Mode and Adventure Mode, a rainbow swirl will appear within the background. This rainbow swirl does not appear when Battlefield is selected under Versus Mode. Fighting wireframes contain bones and organs. Within one of the trophy descriptions for the fighting wireframes in Melee, it said that they are a simple collection of wires that house a sparse framework of bones and organs. Trophy collection empty table on TV. Within the trophy room in Melee, the TV screen will always have a reflection of an empty table no matter how many trophies you have. Master Hand and Crazy Hand unused co-op attack. Within Melee's data, It was found that Master Hand and Crazy Hand were going to have a co-op attack that just went unused. The attack had the name Tak Tsukamu and would have acted as a grab move from Master Hand and Crazy Hand. Rayquaza's inconsistencies. In Brawl's Subspace Emissary, Rayquaza is seen coming out of a lake within a cutscene, which is strange for it to be coming out of since it originally supposed to be a Pokemon that lived within the ozone layer and not within water. Rayquaza is also able to dig underground, which is not a move that Rayquaza is able to do in his original games. Roy's name background in Melee. In Melee, Roy's name within his character slot has a completely black background compared to the other characters' name backgrounds within their character slots, which have a reddish colored background. Melee songs in Brawl are rearrangements. Some of the Melee tracks that were brought back in Brawl are actually rearrangements of the same tracks. DK Rap Hidden Motif. Within the Chunky Kong verse of the DK Rap remix from Melee, there is a motif of the character select screen music from Smash 64. Interestingly, this remix was originally composed by Hirokazu Ando, who was the original composer for the soundtrack of Smash 64. Timed Mine Item. Within Melee's data, a texture of an unused timed mine item from GoldenEye was found over 16 years after the game was released. Doraemon in If There Was a Smash 2 poll. Within the Smash 2 poll made before Melee was in development, the manga/anime character Doraemon was the second most requested non-Nintendo character under the Chocobo from Final Fantasy. Super Smash Bros. Brawl X Extreme. On April Fools of 2009, the website IGN put out a supposed leaked video of a reveal of a Wii DLC service called Wii Expand, and it would have DLC for Brawl that makes the characters spew blood and even have their heads cut off. Scrapped Kirby's Epic Yarn Stage. Within a Famitsu column from Sakurai on May 11th, 2016, he originally planned there to be a stage based on Kirby's Epic Yarn for Smash Wii U, but it was reworked into the Great Cave Offensive stage when he learned about the game Yoshi's Woolly World being made. He likely didn't want there to be 2 yarn-themed stages within Smash Wii U. Scrapped Super Mario Land stage. Within the same Famitsu column from Sakurai, he states that there was originally a Super Mario Land stage planned for Smash 3DS, but it suddenly was changed into the Game Boy Dreamland stage. Sashimi Wiggling. Sashimi wiggling is a type of tech that can be done as Wii Fit Trainer, where Wii Fit will be able to slide across the ground like a wave dash. This was originally discovered by a Smash player named Snasen 4 years after Smash 4 came out. Steve can't be from Java or Bedrock. Steve in Smash Ultimate has some mixed elements from the Java and Bedrock versions of Minecraft, with how he is able to keep swinging his sword around like in the Java version, while also having a blinking animation which is only within the Bedrock version of Minecraft. Frame 1 Gravity. A Frame 1 Gravity is a type of tech that can be done in Melee, where a character can constantly do a neutral air while also short hopping across the stage, which helps to increase the character's momentum. Greninja's hands in reveal trailer. Within the reveal trailer for Greninja, when Greninja is first shown within the shadows and start to charge a water shuriken, his hands look very different compared to how they normally look. This different look of Greninja's hands at first had made some people first think that the character was Mewtwo. It's likely that Greninja's hands first look this way within the trailer to make his reveal less obvious. Red Pellet Glitch. In Smash Ultimate, there is a glitch that can be done within the Distant Planet stage, where if you hit any pellet within the stage while having the speed of the game changed through Custom Smash, the pellets will always turn red no matter what color it first appears as. Onion Glitch. In Smash 3DS, there is a glitch that can be done within the Distant Planet stage where an onion will stay on a platform and not leave throughout the whole match. Steve's third jump. Steve in Smash Ultimate can technically get a third jump when he gets hit as he starts his recovery, which would then launch him up. After getting launched up, he will still be able to do his 2 short jumps. Dummy. Dummy is the name of a stage that was found within Melee through Action Replay. The stage is just composed of empty space over a black background and would crash the game when it's selected due to the game not knowing what background music to use. Box Glitch. There is a glitch that can be done in Melee where a character will not be able to move vertically within a stage that has a floor and a ceiling when being thrown down between a floor and ceiling that is close to each other. The player can only get out of this when they are thrown again. Super Yo-Yo Glitch. There used to be a rumor that a version of the Melee Yo-Yo glitch can be done that can last throughout an entire match called the Super Yo-Yo glitch. There used to be a $500 bounty for anyone who was able to record footage of the glitch, but nothing really came out of it, and the rumor was pretty much deemed as false. Ultimate stages are based on the trailers. Honestly, I'm not really sure what this entry means by Ultimate stages being based on the trailers. The only Smash Ultimate stage I can see being based on one of the trailers is the Dracula's Castle stage, which heavily appeared within the Simon and Richter reveal trailer. Kirby's director hinted at Hero. Around early 2019, the Kirby series director Shinya Kumazaki tweeted out a picture of a Dragon Quest shield with a Kirby toy in front of it. Some people have interpreted this tweet as being a hint at Hero being added to Smash, but it's pretty uncertain if that was ever even the case, and also, how would the Kirby director even know who is being added into Smash? Mr. Game & Watch does not have any concept of good and evil. This is said within the Brawl Dojo under the page that tells the mysteries of the Subspace emissary. Unused Stage Builder Tile. Within Brawl's data, some unused Stage Builder tiles were found. Area 6/Missile Slipstream syncs with Orbital Gate Assault. It seems that the Area 6/Missile Slipstream remix actually syncs up with the Orbital Gate Assault stage in Smash Wii U, whether it's intentional or not. Donkey Kong's white costume is based on Eddie the Mean Old Yeti. Brawl originally introduced a white alternate costume which within Brawl's dojo is referred to as Yeti DK. It's possible that this white alt is actually based on the character Eddie the Mean Old Yeti from the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, who just looks like a white colored DK. Mega Man and 8-player Smash predicted by a Mad sketch. Within a sketch from the Cartoon Network show Mad, titled Diary of a Wimpy Kid Icarus, there is a scene near the end of it that has Pit, Kirby, Mega Man, Sonic, Donkey Kong, and Pikachu go against each other in a Smash Bros. Styled fight. Interestingly, this sketch kinda predicted that Mega Man would be in Smash, and that Smash would be able to have more than 4 players fighting against each other through 8-player Smash. Frozen Turnip Glitch. There is a glitch that can be done in Melee, where when a character who is holding an item gets hit within the first frame of Peach's parasol, the item will now always stay in place and any players can pick it up. Project M inspired Smash 4. Some people had thought that Smash 4 could actually be inspired by the hack Project M. This might be because of how several characters' moves in Smash 4 were changed similarly to how some characters' moves changed in Project M, such as with Donkey Kong's dash attack and Charizard's forward air. New Age Retro Hippie song wasn't cut. Through the list of unused music tracks for Brawl, there were several tracks from the Earthbound series, with one particular track being the New Age Retro Hippie track from Mother 1 and Earthbound. Interestingly, it can be argued that the track was not entirely cut from Brawl, since there is a KK Slider song from Animal Crossing called Rockin' KK that is likely a track that was meant to be based on the Retro Hippie track from Earthbound, especially through the aircheck version from the original game. I should also note that it might just both be inspired by the Chuck Berry song Johnny Be Good. MGS main theme was cut for plagiarism allegations. Also throughout the list of unused music tracks from Brawl, it includes the original main theme from the Metal Gear Solid series and a Beatmania remix of it. It is likely that these tracks were cut due to there being some plagiarism allegations that were held against the Metal Gear Solid main theme around the same time that Brawl was being developed. Some plagiarism allegations were had because of how the theme sounded a lot like an orchestral song named Winter Road, which was originally composed by a Russian composer named Severodov. Snake was hidden in Brawl's reveal trailer. Within Brawl's original trailer, before the character Snake was revealed, there's a scene that is set in the battlefield where if you look closely, you can see the box that Snake hides in. Now let's move on to the last layer of the iceberg, titled Final Destination. Female Joker costume. Before Joker was released, there was some data mining of version 2.0 of Smash Ultimate where not only the codename Jack was found for the character Joker, but also there was some code found that has the name Jane within it. The code seems to have been for a possible female alt for Joker based on the file namings the code was under. Over a month after this was all discovered, a new female character was revealed within a teaser for Persona 5 Royal, who looks to have the same type of hair that was listed within the same code that was found. But when Joker was released, he ended up not having any female alternate costume, which probably means that they were originally going to make the new female character from Persona 5 Royal be an alt for Joker, but they decided not to do that. Melee's Queen opening theme was unreleased for 17 years. Within Smash Ultimate's music list, it includes the original Melee opening theme as a track that you can listen to. This is actually the first time a clean rendition of the Melee opening theme is used, since the original theme could only be heard through Melee's opening, which had sound effects throughout it. Ganondorf's glowing eyes. When the Ganondorf trophies are viewed under the dark trophy background, his eyes will glow. The Ganondorf trophies seem to be the only trophies that can do this effect. Flying Man model. Within a Nintendo Dream interview of Sakurai made around February of 2016, Sakurai had stated that for the Flying Man used for the Magicant stage in Smash 3DS, there was both a 2D and 3D model of the character that was made, but decided to mainly use the 2D one because of the 3DS's hardware limitations. He also said that the Flying Man model was then repurposed as the Flying Man DLC Mii costume. The Wario Victory Theme Anomaly. Wario's victory theme in Smash has been believed to be meaning to be a remix of the Stone Carving City theme from Wario Land Shake It, which was released 5 months after Brawl. But it is possible that this victory theme was actually always meant to be an entirely original theme for Wario, since a part of this same victory theme is also used within the Waluigi Pinball remix in Brawl. It's actually really unknown for a fact that if Wario's victory theme was meant to be a remix or an original track. Petey Piranha Boss in Smash 4. Within Smash Wii U's data, some unused animations of the PD Piranha boss from Brawl was found over 2 years after Smash 4's release. It's really unknown why it seems that the PD Piranha boss was going to be brought back in Smash 4. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the real PlayStation All-Stars 2. Some fans have joked about Smash Ultimate being a sequel to the game PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. This is because of how Smash Ultimate includes several characters that are more associated with PlayStation rather than Nintendo, with such characters as Snake, Cloud, Joker, Kazuya, and Sora. 4chan leaked Incineroar, Ken, and Piranha Plant, but nobody noticed. On September 24th, 2018, an anonymous 4chan user made a post that said that the last 3 newcomers of Smash Ultimate were Incineroar, Ken, and Piranha Plant, and said that Piranha Plant would be in a sort of car, which the person probably meant a pot, like what it's actually in. No one really noticed this leak until all 3 characters were revealed within the November 1st, 2018 Smash Direct. Going inside the lab in Great Bay. Within early builds of Melee, the lab that is in the background of Great Bay used to be part of the stage and players can go through it, but this changed within the final game for some unknown reasons. Saburo. Within Smash 3DS's data, the name Saburo was found in a folder alongside other playable fighters' names. It's possible that this was meant to be a certain Mii character with the same name that was imported into the game to test out the Mii fighters. Byleth is a repurposed Monster Hunter character. Some people have theorized that a Monster Hunter character was originally going to be added to Smash Ultimate as DLC, but was repurposed as Byleth. Some people have thought of this because of how Byleth uses a varying set of weapons that are the same type of weapons that a Monster Hunter can use. Honestly, I don't see how the move similarities between Byleth and the Monster Hunter means that a Monster Hunter character was originally planned as DLC, since Byleth along with the other characters within the first Fighter Pass were decided and always planned since before Smash Ultimate was released. Blitzchung controversy killed Crash's chances. Some people seem to have speculated that the controversy surrounding Blizzard punishing a Hong Kong esports player known as Blitzchung for supporting some Hong Kong protests around 2019 may have killed the chances of Crash Bandicoot being added to Smash Ultimate as DLC, with Crash being under Activision, who owns Blizzard. Honestly, I don't think Nintendo wouldn't have mind adding Crash into the game even after the controversy with Blizzard, since Nintendo is a business, you know. Mii Gunner killed Geno's chances. Some people have thought that the Mii Gunner have killed the chances of Geno ever becoming a fighter. Some people have most likely thought of this because of how the moveset for the Mii Gunner can fit very well for Geno, who has been made into a Mii costume twice. Honestly, I don't really think the Mii Gunner costume really matters in why Geno isn't a full-on fighter. Sans Mii costume leaked, but nobody took it seriously. Honestly, for this entry, I can't really find any sort of leak of the Sans Mii costume. Chris Mii costume leak. Honestly, like the last entry, I really couldn't find anything about a fake Chris Mii costume leak that originally went around. Gleam and Darkon's inspirations. The World of Light bosses Gleam and Darkon have designs that are likely supposed to be inspired by different beings. Gleam's design is likely inspired by Seraphim, who is a celestial being that is meant to signify the end of the world in Abrahamic religions. Darkon's design is likely inspired by Azathoth, who is a being within Cthulhu Mysteries that is supposed to be a symbol of chaos. Sephiroth altered World of Light's timeline. In the start of Sephiroth's reveal trailer, it starts out similar to the beginning of World of Light, where everyone is facing against Gleam by a cliff, and just before Gleam starts to shoot its beams, Sephiroth comes in to slice Gleam in half. It can be speculated that the Sephiroth reveal trailer takes place in some alternate timeline where Sephiroth appears and kills Gleam. Topi Trophy change due to seal clubbing. In Melee, the Topi Trophy from Ice Climber changed from looking like a seal in the original Japanese release to looking like a small yeti in the Western release, just like how the enemy was changed in the original Ice Climber game. The enemy design change was in fact done to avoid possible connections to seal clubbing within the West. Brawl's Chronicle references non-video game characters. Brawl included a chronicle that lists every game that Nintendo has published up until late 2007. With the chronicle having to list every published Nintendo game, it listed games that are based on licensed properties such as Mickey Mouse, Popeye, and Hamtaro. Brawl's Chronicle references Wii Fit, Banjo-Kazooie, Final Fantasy, and Bomberman. It is true that the series Wii Fit, Banjo-Kazooie, Final Fantasy, and Bomberman have appeared in Brawl's Chronicle before they all had more major appearances within the future Smash titles after Brawl. Papagino's phone call leak. I am not exactly sure what this entry is referring to, but all I could guess is that this might be referring to the time during the Glitch Week when the YouTuber Papagenos, who is known for mainly covering leaks with credibility, was contacted with an anonymous source who he trusted based on who they were. The anonymous source had told him that they had a Microsoft source that knew Ken and Incineroar was going to be in Smash Ultimate, and have also heard of all the characters within the Glitch Week, with Banjo-Kazooie being one that they always knew for sure would be in. When the November 1st Smash Direct happened, the anonymous source's Microsoft source ended up being wrong about hearing all of the characters within the Glitch Week, but was still sure of Banjo eventually being added. This anonymous source did end up being right about Banjo getting in, but it is pretty unknown if they always had actually known about their eventual inclusion. Goldeen performing Horn Drill. There used to be a rumor that the Goldeen Pokeball Pokemon in Melee will sometimes activate Horn Drill, which will instantly KO. This rumor became disproven when people were hacking into Melee. The Curse of Ouija. The Curse of Ouija is a glitch that can be done in Brawl through playing as Luigi in a custom stage with a conveyor belt that is moving towards a block above it. When a Luigi player moves in a direction the conveyor belt goes when under a block, Luigi will constantly do his falling animations until the player jumps out of it. Original Mii stock icons in E3 demo. Apparently, one of the E3 demos of Smash 4 used different stock icons for the Miis compared to the ones that are mainly used in the final game. I honestly couldn't find a good source on this, besides the Cutting Room Floor webpage for Smash 3DS saying that these stock icons were found within it, which the page itself doesn't even show the unused stock icons. Third custom moves. Within Smash Wii U's data, it was found that there were actually originally going to be a third set of custom moves for each character. Possible Tutaka's song on Smashville in Brawl. Apparently, the Tutaka song, which is a short track that is usually featured in Nintendo titles that has Kazumi Tutaka as the composer, is hidden within the Smashville stage in Brawl. I have not found any reliable source or proof of this particular claim. Geno in Brawl lost video. Around the time that Brawl was released, a fake video was made that had someone go through the character select screen and pick the character Geno and start a match. For the longest time, this fake Brawl video had remained lost, with only some pictures being proof of the video's existence. But it wasn't until a user named VS Void Spartan re-uploaded the original video that they had saved in their old hard drive on February 25th, 2021.
3, 2, 1,
Giga Bowser in Skylanders. Within a Nintendo Treehouse Live showcase of Skylanders Supercharge at E3 2015, one of the devs for the game briefly said that Bowser, who was added to the Wii U version of the game, was originally going to have a form where he becomes Giga Bowser, but Nintendo decided against it and made the devs make up a different form for Bowser, which ended up being Molten Bowser. Corrin's CDI reference. One of Corrin's win quotes for both the male and female version have them say a line that sounds very much like a line that both Link and Zelda have said within the Zelda CDI games.
I won! Good.
I really don't know if this was actually intentional or not, but probably not.
Good.
Tickens are a Sonic reference. The Ticken enemies from Brawl's Subspace Emissary seem to act a lot like how the Badniks from the Sonic series are, with how they are robot birds that when destroyed, an actual bird comes out of them, like how small animals come out of the Badniks in some of the Sonic games. It's uncertain if this was really meant to be a Sonic reference or not. Original unused series symbol. In Smash 64, some of the series symbols used to look very different compared to how they look within the final game, with the Yoshi series symbol originally not having spots around it, and the Zelda series symbol originally being a single upside down triangle. Pokemon Subspace. Pokemon Subspace is the original naming of the Melee Pokefloat stage in Japan. The name Pokefloat was only added through localization. Min Min's trailer hinted that Assist Trophy characters could be DLC. Some people seem to have argued that Min Min's trailer hinted that Assist Trophies can become fighters due to how it showed Springman, who is an Assist Trophy, being the first character to have their hands on the Smash invitation. I'm honestly not really sure if this is a telling that they would have been able to make Assist Trophies into fighters. S-Flag was a Namco-only Assist Trophy theory. Around the time of the April 8, 2014 Smash Direct, When there was a whole set of images uploaded for Smash Wii U, someone has theorized that the S-Flag item that appeared within one of the images was meant to be a Namco-only assist trophy. This is because of how the images with it has Charizard holding the S-Flag up, much like how the fighters had with an assist trophy, and how there were other images that had the Galaga enemies. This theory became hindered when Pac-Man was confirmed and his trailer had multiple characters holding up the S-Flag, and then it became truly debunked when a pic of the day for August 12th was up and explained what the S-Flag item actually does. Olimar's entrance has a hitbox. In Smash 4, Olimar's entrance actually has a hitbox which can only hit someone, specifically the yellow Pikmin, when Olimar has a custom down special equipped. Villager using Ness's up taunt. One of the villager's images on the Smash 4 website when the game was first revealed was him looking to be doing Ness's up taunt where Ness would nod to the front. The taunt animation was most likely a placeholder for the villager's up taunt. INF ADV level 0000. Within Brawl's data, an unused HUD element was found that was apparently intended to display a shrinking bar with a level number in the circle. This is also a bar that is labeled PP, which refers to a cut scoring mechanic known as power points. Dark Luigi YouTube channel. On YouTube, there is a channel called Dark Luigi that uploads multiple videos an hour each day, which includes some randomly taken videos with some weird sounding background music with some text at the bottom that looks to be taken from some Smash fanfiction, I guess. This channel is most likely run by some channel bot based on how random the videos are. This channel has been doing this since early 2018 and is still going on to this day. Early Boxing Ring screenshot in E3 trailer. The early Boxing Ring screenshot that was first discovered through Smash 3DS's data was actually hidden within the background of the first trailer for Smash 4 when Mario jumps back and then gets netted by the villager. Earthbound 64 screenshot in Melee. For some of the trophies in Melee, they used the background screenshot from the cancelled Earthbound 64 that originally appeared in a Space World 1999 magazine page. Brinstar's Brain. Within the Brinstar stage from Melee, there is a brain within the background. It is unknown if this brain within the background is supposed to be Mother Brain or not, since it doesn't have much of the features that Mother Brain has from Metroid, despite being a giant brain much like the Mother Brain. Piranha Plant's design was taken from a Super Mario RPG commercial. Some people have thought that the Piranha Plant's design in Smash Ultimate is based on how the Piranha Plants looked within the Japanese Super Mario RPG commercial that has the Piranha Plants be in pots. It's also possible that Piranha Plant's design is just based on the holdable potted Piranha Plants from Super Mario 3D World and Mario Kart 8. The Nintendo All-Stars Free-For-All, Smash Bros. This is the name of a one-shot manga released in Japan on January 15th, 1999 by Koro Comics. The manga is supposed to be about the Smash Bros cast who are dolls within a toy kingdom and are supposed to come alive when a clock strikes at a certain time. The KO Blast was made for Kirby. I honestly couldn't find any information regarding this entry, but I can see Kirby being the reason for why the KO Blast exists because of Kirby's ability to have multiple jumps. The intro stage is unplayable. Within the start of the intro for Smash 64, Master Hand sets up a stage for the toy characters to come alive that was never made into a playable stage within the game itself. The Smash logo is a window. It seems to be speculated before that the Smash logo is actually a window, specifically the window that appears at the beginning of the intro of Smash 64. This is most likely not true since Sakurai has explained before that the Smash logo is supposed to represent the crossover element of Smash and how the game used to have up to 4 players going against each other with the 4 separated sections of the logo. Disney has been present in Smash Bros. Since Brawl. It is technically true that Disney has had a presence in Smash since Brawl through the chronicle that I have talked about earlier that lists the Game & Watch games Mickey and Donald and Mickey Mouse. Sora Ltd worked on Smash Bros. Non-stop for 9 years. It is technically true that the developer behind Smash, Sora Ltd, has generally worked on Smash for nearly 9 years through how the development of Smash 4 began in early 2012, and Smash Ultimate's development began as early as late 2015, near the end of Smash 4's DLC. Sakurai's unhealthy work ethic. Sakurai has been known to put in a lot of work time in much of his games, including Smash. This has caused him to have some personal issues before, such as when his right arm started severely hurting after the development of Kid Icarus Uprising, which followed through him working on Smash 4. He even has stated before that while working on Smash Ultimate that he had some IV drips to continue working. And for the last entry of this iceberg, which is one that seems to be an obligation in being included like in many other icebergs, Smash's Mario 64 stages are from Sakurai's personalized copy. You know how the Peach's Castle 64 stage doesn't really look like it takes place around Peach's Castle? Or how Melee's Peach's Castle has a bonsai bill that randomly comes crashing in? Or how Rainbow Cruise takes place around some hills with a random village in the background? What if the Smash stages that are based on Super Mario 64 are actually based on the levels within Sakurai's own personalized copy? And that is it for the Ultimate Super Smash Bros. Iceberg. Like what I said within the first part, this iceberg was originally made by a user named SilentChatterbox52 on the Iceberg Charts website, which there should be a link to it in the description of this video. So let me know what you think of these series of videos, if you think I sound better or worse, or if you think I did some research well for this video. This has been the second ever iceberg that I have covered on this channel, and is also my last one. I'm making this my last one because I have other ideas for videos that I want to make that aren't just iceberg videos, so I hope you all can stay tuned for that. Anyway, this has been Swap, and I am out of here.